today in this video, we're going to be talking about how you can identify the start and the potential end of the storyline. The reason why I use the word potential is because, like everything in life, there's nothing that is 100% certain, except for mathematics, which is why I love mathematics. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, so yeah, how to identify the start and the potential end of a storyline, or you could say the potential start and the potential end of the storyline, because none of this stuff is actually certain. And it's very important that I be responsible when I'm conveying this message to you guys, because I don't want you to think that it's all just, you know what I mean, what's that phrase they use, honey and roses or something like that. I don't know, man, what it is, but it's like, it's not just all guns and roses, man. I don't know the phrase, but let's get into this, bro. Okay, I'm tired, man. What's the time right now? 2 a.m. I got my chai. Yes, I do have my chai this time. That's why I'm up at 2 a.m. doing this shit. But anyway, into the storyline. How do we work this thing? Okay, what is a storyline? First of all, storyline is incredibly simple, bro. All right, it's simply the movement between one point to another, or to a potential other. Because the reason why we use the word potential, is very important that you guys listen to me when I say this. The reason why we use words like potential is because we don't actually know for 100% certain whether price is going to turn in this area or not. We have a very, very good speculation that we can make based on probability, but if someone were to say, Avi, can you confirm this is where price will turn? Not a single trader, not a single retail trader such as myself, right, can actually tell you that for 100% certainty. If you're wondering, a great test would be this: bet your entire life savings on a price turn, and if it's successful, then that's the person that, you know what I mean, probably works with the banks. But anyway, how does this work? So we have ourselves two time frames. Now, we're always dealing with two time frames. It's very important that you guys understand this, and I will reiterate this in the following videos for storyline understanding series. Okay, so it's very important that you understand this, even though you may be an intraday trader. Okay, so if you're an intraday trader, what are the time frames that you're messing with? You're messing with daily. When you're an intraday trader, you're messing with dailies, you're entering on H4s, things like that. Okay, when you are a swing trader such as myself, I enjoy swing trading, you would be messing around with what? You would be messing around mostly with weeklies, monthlies, okay? Mostly weeklies. Did you know the common relationship, the common correlation between intraday traders, swing traders, position traders, regardless whether you're messing around with the daily, messing around with the weekly, the common theme is this: a good quality intraday trader still keeps in the back of their mind what the weekly is doing and what the monthly is doing. You may be wondering, but why? I'm an intraday trader. All I should be messing about with is the daily. Yes, you're right. You're only paying attention to the daily in terms of your entries and rejection specifics, which will come up in the next video, right? However, you still need to keep at the back of your mind what the other time frames are doing. And trust me, guys, it's not like you need to do every time frame, because there are only 3 time frames that you need to bother about the storyline for. You only need to bother about the daily storyline, you only need to bother about the weekly storyline, you only need to bother about the monthly storyline. And here's a little trick: if you know the monthly storyline and you're a swing trader such as myself, you don't necessarily have to put too much emphasis on the daily, because the weekly will be the imperative time frame for your monthly movements. Okay, a simple cheat code for you guys. You can go ahead and write this down. Whenever we're dealing with support and resistance, we're always dealing with one time frame below. So let's assume that we're dealing with the monthly storyline, correct? Now, it's a bit of a funny thing when I mention monthly storylines, because most people don't utilize monthly storylines to its full extent, but it's still important for you guys to know this. But let's assume that we're talking about the monthly storyline. As rare as it may be for a trader to bother too much about the monthly story, let's say we're talking about it. We're going to be dealing with weekly entry points. Or when I say entry points, I don't mean that's where you enter. No, I'm talking about entry points in the sense of significant zones. So now let me give you exactly what I'm trying to say. So let's say we're dealing with something more common. Something more commonly used by traders would be the daily, would be the weekly. So let's talk about weekly. Okay, so when it comes to weekly, let's assume price, okay, forget about this. Let's assume price is heading up here, okay? And this is what is this area that we're dealing with right here? And don't worry, I'll give you guys plenty of examples. This will be an incredibly long video, but it'll be an incredibly informative video as well. This is going to be the weekly, okay? This is a weekly. Let's say it's like this. Let's assume it's a weekly like let's say it's weekly like this. Like we've always used this example. It could be even this one. Who knows, right? Okay, now this is where you'll be learning things about like, how do I validate a storyline? What is this rejection BS? You know, this is where you'll be learning about that stuff. Okay, so how long are we? We're 5 minutes. I gotta buck up. Okay, so let's say it's something like this even, right? How do we know that? How can I say, okay, look, this is the deal right now, okay? As of right here, this is a weekly bearish storyline. See how I can just say that immediately? This is how I've come to that conclusion. So when price reaches a weekly fresh support and resistance level, so in this case is what? Weekly resistance, correct? Here is the first thing that you will be observing. So first of all, you need to understand, what is the time frame you're on? This is a very first question you need to ask. You guys need to be writing this down. First thing, okay? What time frame is this? What is this time frame? It's the first question you need to understand. Okay, so in this case, it's weekly. Correct? Am I right? We're dealing with the weekly in this little example, right? Second thing we need to understand, we need a weekly reject weekly. I'll give you an example of what that looks like. Hold on, this is where it gets finicky for you guys. So simple. Second thing is this. Has it rejected? So has this time frame, that's better, has this time frame rejected the zone, we'll say, because I'm trying to be specific with you guys, right? So in this, okay, has this time frame rejected the zone? What is this time frame? This time frame is weekly, correct? Okay, number 3, has, or we could say, is there a breakout one time frame below? Is there a breakout one time frame below? So this is what I mean. If you guys look back at AKFX, my Telegram channel, link in description section below. If you guys haven't already followed me on Telegram, I've talked about this months ago. Okay, let's assume we're dealing with weekly. Don't worry. Oh, but Avi, you said we also have to keep in mind about monthly. Yes, you can apply this to every time frame, monthly all the way down. But first of all, it's monthly, weekly, daily. Those are the time frames I mess about. Okay, so listen. Weekly, there is a weekly resistance. Okay. Picture this in your head, and then I'll show you the example. This is how I learn, guys. Maybe it doesn't work for you. This is how I learn. Picture it in your head first. Maybe play my voice down in a slower speed. Picture it in your head, and then when I show you guys the example, it's like a revision for you guys. Okay, so let me get to the point. First of all, we're dealing with a weekly resistance. Can everyone imagine any weekly resistance? It could be an open close from the previous video I thought you guys. It could be a weekly buy candle, sell candle, something like that. It could be a weekly left shoulder, right? It could be a weekly support break become resistance. Think of a weekly resistance in your head, fresh. Do you see it? It could be whatever it could be. It could be an apex, left shoulder, SBR. Just think of a weekly resistance. Okay, now price is going up, going up, going up, going up. It touches this weekly resistance that we're talking about, right? And it rejects. Okay, what is a rejection? What's the definition of a rejection? Can anyone tell me the definition of a rejection? Okay, definition of a rejection. So let's say we're on the weekly, right? Candle, body, closes below, zone. Simple. So we're talking about a rejection of resistance, right? So this is a resistance of one. Okay. So let me give you an example. Rejection. Candle body closes below the zone. So let's give you an example of this. Okay. Here's one I can give you right now. See how the body. Look at the body. These are wicks, correct? These are wicks. Simple OHLC understanding. Okay. These are wicks. The price can go as deep as it wants. It can go all the way up here. Doesn't matter. But does the body close below? Yes, it has. Has it closed? Yes, it has. Absolutely has. It's closed. Okay. We've rejected. What is this called? What is this called? Weekly reject weekly. Doesn't matter if it's a left shoulder, SBR, open close, apex, doesn't matter, or point of origin, whatever BS you want to call it. It's rejected one of our resistance zones. It's rejected. Okay, so let's look at our questionnaire right here. This little questionnaire we got over here, right? What is this time frame? So what is the storyline we're dealing with, right? So when people say, "Oh, Avi, what's the weekly storyline in your view?" This is what I say. Oh, you're dealing with the weekly? Okay, so that's my first answer checked off. What is the time frame this guy's asking me about? This guy's asking me about the weekly. Okay, so we're on the weekly. Now this guy has told me, Avi, what's the time frame from this example? Don't worry about right here. I'll give you an example of what I mean by right here. Just a second.